My name is Mike Cowdery. I'm your district athletic director here at Bloomfield Hills High School. First of all, we have 21 signees in this year's class. We only should have 20 here because we have one coming in after a test today, and she'll do her signing down in the pool area. So we should have 20 athletes up here. And what I'd like to do first is have the parents or guardians of these student athletes stand up, please. All parents and guardians of these student athletes, please stand up. What I'd like to do is thank you and have your athletes thank you. You should thank them from the bottom of your hearts, because a long time ago when you started playing and it was nothing but a game and a lot of fun and that's all it was, and then it became something more, your parents are the ones that took you to training, paid for that training, encouraged you, gave you all of that support, whether you had a good day or a bad day. They were there for you regardless of how you played. As an athletic director, former coach, former athlete, I know the importance of having a support system, and you are that for your children. You will continue to be that for your children, probably on a higher level now. So please give these parents and guardians a round of applause. So like I said, these student athletes started way back when they were probably in kindergarten, maybe before. They started in programs such as flag football here in Bloomfield Hills, t-ball, kindergarten soccer, etc. And back then it was just something they did to see if they liked it. They probably fell in love with competition, sport, regardless of what it was. Then it turned into what these athletes loved to do and wanted to do. Some of them needed to do in order to be happy. It became an obsession. All of these athletes have given things up. Perhaps others in the stands have not. And they've done so by choice and with enthusiasm. Things such as trips up north, time with friends, parties, and the list goes on. They did this to pursue the sport that they love and the sport they wanted to pursue at a higher level. Now that dream has turned into a reality, as we have 20 student athletes sitting up here ready to sign their national letter of intent to play at whatever level they are going to play in college. And just so you know, it does not matter the level that they play at. It doesn't matter if it's a JUCO, NAIA, Division III, Division II, Division I. All of these guys, gals, are going to school, and it is now a business. Their coaches that they will be playing for have to win to stay employed. It is a livelihood for those coaches. So guys, gals, all the fun that you've had, you're going to continue to have that, but understand there's going to be some adversity. And there may be some times when you're going to need to lean on that support system back here at home, because maybe that coach that you fell in love with during the recruiting process might turn out a little different than what you anticipated, all right? Again, congratulations. I wish you all the best of luck. Please know that you have made Bloomfield Hills Schools and our community very proud in your time here. We will miss you greatly. And now how we're going to honor these athletes, we're going to announce the athlete. When we announce that athlete, we're going to ask that they stand up. We're going to ask that their representative, the person who maybe they played for or who has been inspirational in their life, come up here and introduce them to our audience and say a few words about them. We're going to ask that they try to keep that brief. We have 20 student athletes here to recognize. Once we have recognized everyone, we will have the signing. We will then have photo opportunities, and then we're going to ask all of our student athletes and families to walk down to the training room and sign the Wall of Fame, which is where we have all of our athletes from Bloomfield Hills High School sign, and it stays in the training room on their own cinder block until we rip that wall down, which we don't know when that may be, but it's there. And then we're also going to start a wall on the exterior of the Aux Gym, and we're going to memorialize all of our athletes who've gone on and furthered their careers since we opened our doors here at Bloomfield Hills, and they will go on a plaque there, and they will stay there forever. So that being said, we're going to start with our first honoree, and that will be Ahmad Taylor. He will be attending the University of Windsor, and Coach Dan Loria will recognize him.
It's real easy to talk. It's real easy to talk about Ahmad. Just a little bit about his stats: 24 catches, 387 yards receiving, and 5 touchdowns at tight end and slot. 39 tackles at DN, along with 9 sacks. Teams had a tendency to run away from him. You know, unfortunately, when you're an end, you're only on one side of the field. Very dominant, high motor player. University of Windsor is getting a great kid, great athlete, a great person, and he'll be missed. He's everything we've always looked for in a Blackhawk. Thank you, Ahmad. And then Aaron Zeckman. Aaron will be attending Kalamazoo College. Aaron had 47 catches and 1,012 yards and 7 touchdowns. I think the 1,000 yards is pretty impressive. I mean, it's tough to do in high school football. But it attributed that to his work ethic, his concentration, and wanting to be the best he could possibly be at route running and catching. He's got as good as hands as anybody I've coached in 21 years. And I told Kalamazoo's coach that, and they throw the ball about 50 times a game, so I think it's a match made with those two. So good luck to Aaron, and you're going to be missed, Aaron.
Thank you, Dan. And our next honoree will be Brooke Bogajewski, and she will be attending Suffolk University to play golf. And Brendan Harrington is here to speak on her behalf. Here comes Brendan.
All right, where do I begin? So Brooke has, I get emotional, I'm sorry. Brooke's been in my coaching life for about 6 years. I started coaching her a little bit when she was in 6th grade, I think. If you know Brooke, she's a hard worker. She's literally one of the kindest, most positive people you've ever met. You know, she's worked really hard to get where she's at and being able to do this next year, and I'm insanely proud of her. Suffolk is very lucky to have you, and you're going to be greatly missed, and I really have had an excellent time coaching you.
Thank you, Brendan. Our next honoree is Antonio Zier, who will be attending Lawrence Tech University to play baseball. Scott Hamam. Scott, are you here? Scott is here to recognize Antonio. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. So I had the privilege of coaching Antonio for a few years at a very high-level travel baseball team. One of our most dominant pitchers, a big, tall lefty. More importantly, he was a true leader on our team, and everything you want in a student athlete is Antonio's here. I am so proud of you, and I can't wait till you dominate at Lawrence Tech. Congratulations.
Continuing with the baseball trend, we'll recognize Russell Otto, who will be attending Heidelberg University, again to play baseball. And Tommy Damon is here to speak on his behalf.
All right, so this message is from Coach Swanson. Madonna's got a playoff game, so he couldn't be here. But he's been coaching Rusty since he was 13, and this is what he has to say. I've been thinking about what to say during this speech since Rusty asked me a few weeks ago, and I got to be honest, it was one of the easiest things I've ever had to do. There are 3 words to speak for who Rusty is as a person, student, and athlete. And the first is committed. I first had the opportunity to get to know Rusty when he was 13, and as crazy as it sounds, not a single day went by where I didn't see him in the facility, and I swear, not a single day. The second, hardworking. Rusty constantly pushes himself to be the best student and player that he can possibly be, and I know that whatever the future holds for him, no one is going to outwork him. The third, example. The New York Yankees had Derek Jeter, and I, had Rusty Otto. Since day one, Rusty took the role of captain and never looked back. He held our guys to a standard that was and has been a staple for not only our team, but our organization as a whole. And I can say without a doubt, Rusty is the example of a true leader, and on and off the field, the future is bright for number 4.
Okay, we're going to go a little out of order because one of our speakers is not here, so we're going to recognize at this time C.J. Jackson. He will be attending Ohio Wesleyan University to play football. Also, I want everybody to say happy birthday to C.J. Today is his 18th birthday, so happy birthday, C.J. Here to speak on his behalf is Coach Joe Alfano.
So first of all, happy birthday, CJ. Congratulations to CJ and CJ's family. CJ, I remember CJ since he was an 8th grader, and he used to come up here, and he started training with the quarterbacks in the gym, just a little guy. But he'd be here all the time. He'd put in the work. And then in his sophomore year, when we first brought him up to the varsity, we brought him up as a DB. I was the D coordinator back then, and I loved his toughness. He was a 10th grader coming up in a pretty big league, and he stepped right in and started that year. And I think what makes him a great quarterback, maybe I'm biased because I'm a defensive guy, but is the defensive role that he played. He was a tough customer, probably our best technique tackler we had. And I think that all rolled into how he played quarterback. If you know CJ, he's tough on the field, he's a playmaker on the field, and he's calm and cool, just like you see him in school. He's a pressure guy, and he handles himself really well. I love that I got to coach him. When I did coach him, this guy, yardage-wise, was responsible for over 4,100 yards and over 50 touchdowns in 2 years as a quarterback. That's really remarkable. I know he understands, what it takes, all these guys. I think maybe they have an idea, but it takes hard work. I know he's going to put the time in, and I'm proud of him, and happy for him and his family. Thank you.
Next, we've got a young man who's attending what I like to call the Harvard of the Midwest, Bryce McKella. He'll be attending Central Michigan University to play lacrosse. To speak on his behalf, we have John Sennett.
You got it. Hey everybody, I'm thrilled to be here speaking on behalf of Bryce real quick. So Bryce came to the varsity squad for lacrosse in 21 as a short stick, made the run with the big dogs to long pole 22, and this year is a consensus captain for us as a senior year. Bryce's ability to balance being a multi-sport athlete is something that most people don't talk about. Being a varsity hockey goalie and managing the expectations of that team and that coach and transitioning seamlessly to lacrosse is incredible and is something that should be noted by everybody. I'm excited for what the future holds for Bryce. I'm a proud WMU graduate, but I married a Chippewa, and this is the first time I've ever said this out loud. Fire up Chips. Congratulations, buddy.
That is catchy, fire up Chips. Next, we have Derek Will Oglesby. He will be attending Howard University to play soccer. We have Coach Doogie McCauley here to recognize him.
Privilege and a pleasure to be here, share this day with everyone. And, Will was a special player for us. He played academy for a lot of years. If anyone knows soccer, then if you're on the boys' side, if you play academy, you can't play high school. So fortunately for us, Will came back in his final year, quick feet. And when we had adversity, he'd come out with a special goal at a special time. And great character, very coachable, and wish him all the best for the future.
We're going to have Doogie stay right here as we recognize Santino Janot. And help me out, Santino. Help me out with the pronunciation. Okay, how about the university you're attending? That one. He will be going there to play soccer as well, and Doogie will speak on his behalf.
And Tino was very similar to Will, as he played academy also for the first 3 years. So my message to any boys out playing academy, forget it, come and play for your high school. These guys done awesome in their senior year, and I'm sure they wish that they had played a lot more years with us. Tino had a great set of hands and always came up big at the right times when we had big games, PKs. Goalkeeper's a very difficult position. I think it's the most difficult position on the field because you make one mistake, you're done. So you have to have a lot of character for that, and Tino certainly fits that mold. Thank you. Thanks, Tino. All the best.
Help us now honor Jackson Bregman, going to be attending Denison University to play squash. Julian Wellings is here to speak on his behalf.
It's my pleasure to recognize Jackson Bregman, who will be playing varsity squash at Denison University. I've worked with Jackson for 10 years now. Squash can be a pretty solo experience. It's not easy. We don't have some of the camaraderie that exists in the team sports, and that in itself can be difficult, especially over that long period of time. It shows a lot of commitment, and Jackson has been extremely consistent with with his drive and passion and determination to always try and look for the next level in his game, which is this solo experience of competing around the country as an individual and working on his national ranking. Again, it's not easy to do, and over the course of 10 years, it shows exceptional sort of patience and strength to sort of keep going through the hard times, and there's always hard times, and we've been through it together. I enjoy coming through those things as much as I come through the successes, and I wish you the best of luck. You deserve this. I'm very proud of you, and we'll miss you. You'll leave a hole in our elite clinics at our club, and we'll look forward to seeing you every time you're back in the holidays. Thank you.
Let's honor Ashlyn Titus. She will be attending Davenport University for cheer and stunt. Here to speak on her behalf is Celeste Titus.
I'm going to read a letter from her coach from Cheer Athletics St. Louis, and you might have to bear with me. We're writing this letter in support of Aslyn's continued athletic career at Davenport University and to speak on her incredible athleticism and leadership qualities she exhibited while under our direction. Aslyn was a formative athlete in our new program at Cheer Athletics St. Louis. As a member of our first 2 years of our all-star teams, Aslyn was not only an elite level athlete, but also a natural leader who led by example every single day. She maintained a positive and uplifting attitude and showed a complete sense of selflessness, always placing the team's needs above our own, and a willingness to compete in any position necessary to bolster the success of the team. The coaches at Cheer Athletics St. Louis are beyond proud to have a small step in Aslyn's journey and hope that she continues to strive for excellence in every facet of her career, next steps in life, and we cannot wait to see you in that Panther uniform.
now honor Noah Adamczak. He will be attending Central Michigan. Noah will be attending Central Michigan to play basketball, and Coach Brian Canfield is here to speak on his behalf.
I think that applause says more than anything I can say here, but congratulations to all the student athletes and especially my guys, Ahmad and CJ. And thank you to Mr. Cowdrey and to Mr. Najer for your support and leadership in our athletic program. Let me spend a minute to talk about Noah. So many accomplishments to talk about, so I'll go down a list. It's a very long list. Just this year, Noah was on the Mr. Basketball watch list. He was named Hometown Life All-Area First Team, MLive Detroit Dream Team, Free Press All-North First Team, Bank Hoops All-State First Team, Associated Press D1 All-State, the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan All-Academic All-State, and also the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan BCAM Best, which was one of the, I think, the best 16 players in the state. And then just for some stats this year, for Noah, he averaged 27.1 points per game, shot 47 from field goals, almost 80% from free throws. His high-scoring game was 42 points, we'll remember that. And probably most importantly, he's the all-time leading scorer at Bloomfield Hills basketball history with 1,519 points. And Noah, you left your mark here at Bloomfield Hills. Go leave it at Central Michigan. Good luck.
We will now honor Jennifer Wojcik. She will be attending Adrian College to play tennis, and Nicole Asher is here to speak on her behalf. Good to see you.
Mike, I might have to be on my tippy toes for this. Thank you. So I've been coaching Jennifer since she's been in middle school, and I actually have her older sister Jacqueline to thank because she was my student first. And they're very different, and when Jennifer came on my court, she was just a little spark plug and full of energy and passion and athleticism, and it's never left her. You know, I've coached tennis for, oh my God, so long. I don't want to give the number of years because I'll give away my age, but I don't know if I've ever had a student who's ever been so enthusiastic literally every single time she's come on the court. You know, it's one thing right before tournaments or right before tryouts to give your all, but a random Thursday in November, this girl is running down every ball to the point where I'm like, honey, you can chill out a little bit. We're just 5 minutes into the lesson, you know? But that's what makes her so special, and I think that's what her coach at Adrian sees in her. And she's had some bad luck. You know, she had a horrible shoulder injury last year, had to have surgery, missed the season, and that was really tough, as any athlete knows, when you can't play, watching all of her friends succeed and win state championships, and she's, you know, bandaged up and she can't basically move. She, this last year, gave 1,000% to not just her physical therapy, but just also her physical training, so that when she knew she was going to get back on the court, she was going to be ready to go in every sense of the word. She's so competitive, and yet she's so nice on the court too, which those two things don't go together a lot, but she manages to make that happen. And with tennis, I think one of the other coaches said it really is an individual sport. You are out there alone. You know, you have your coach on changeovers, but it's really all you. And that takes a lot of inner strength, and you got to pull deep inside to that well of strength in you, and she does that. And I'm going to miss you so much. She's like a daughter to me. And we were both a little sad when she got her license because we always had great talks when I would drive her home from our lessons. So I love you so much, and you're going to be amazing, okay?
Thank you, Nicole. Please help me welcome Gabrielle Jeffries. She will be attending Morgan State University. She will be running track and field. And one of her coaches, Larry Knox, is here to speak on her behalf.
Yeah, all right. So I met Miss Gabrielle Jeffries when she was just in 6th grade. I'll never forget it. We were in Eastern Michigan at the AAU Junior Olympics, and she was battling, the fastest girls from Texas, Florida, Georgia, and she just missed being All-American by 7/100ths of a second. But instead of being down, she handled everything with class and grace, and she was like, "Coach, I'm gonna get it next year." And sure enough, next year, she was on that stage as an All-American, and not only that, she, in 6th grade, ran a faster time than the record at Bloomfield Hills High School for any high schooler. So great job with that, with Gab. As an 8th grader, the accolades kept on coming. She set the Oakland County Middle School 200-meter record, meaning in the 35-year history of that meet, she's the best to ever do it. As a sophomore, she was All-State in the long jump, and she led her girls relay in the 4x200 or 4x400 to All-State status. Now, the reason I say that she helped lead that relay to that is because as an All-American 400-meter runner, she could have easily ran individually, but she had a lot of selflessness where she was open and willing to sacrifice her own talents and run with girls on the relay to help them achieve some of the level of success that she had. So I think that's a very commendable thing that you did too. So it really was appreciated by me, Gab. As a junior, she demonstrated even more toughness and perseverance. She battled significant injuries all last season that required her to have surgery in the off season. But instead of complaining during the season, she just kept her head down, kept grinding, and she achieved All-State status in a 400-meter and a long jump. When it's all said and done, Gabby's going to go down in the history of Bloomfield Hills as the greatest girl sprinter. She has the school record in the 60-meter, 100-meter, 200-meter, 400-meter, and the long jump. And she did all that with a 4.0 grade point average. So in closing, Gab, I just want to say, your parents are proud of you, your various coaches out here are proud of you, I'm proud of you, not only just for your athletic achievements, but also for the young woman that you've matured into. We wish you much success as you transition to the next phase of your life at Morgan State, and congratulations for a job well done.
Thank you, Larry. We will now recognize a young lady who, without doubt, has the most stylish hat in the room. Lee Gormley, who will be attending Elizabethtown College to play volleyball, and Avis Nager will introduce her.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm proud to be here for Leah. We can talk about an athlete's contribution to her teams in terms of stats and starts. As you might expect, Leah is consistently a top performer in both defense and offensive stats. But what makes Leah such a valuable member of her team really comes down to dedication and discipline. In season, she's always early to practice, she volunteers for extra reps, and she'll step into any spot on the court to fill a temporary gap in our roster. In the off-season, you'll find her training in the gym, working both on fundamentals and advanced skills, or in the weight room, building herself into a stronger, faster athlete for the next season. Leah's also developed what we call volleyball IQ, an understanding of the game you only get by dedication and discipline. She watches her game film on trips home from tournaments and leans into and implements techniques used by top-level players from around the world. Leah is a student of the game, but she's also a dedicated teacher. She has coached younger athletes in 2021, both at Starlings Volleyball USA and at East Hills Middle School. When you get to watch Leah play, you will see her dedication, discipline, and determination shining through. Every ace, dig, kill, and incredible pursuit ball she comes up with is the result of her patient and unrelenting effort to be a great volleyball player. Leah will bring her competitive style of play to E-Town Volleyball in the fall, and I know she'll be a part of their team's success for years to come, both because of who she is as an athlete, but also because of who she is as a person. Congratulations, and go Blue Jays.
Jack Rizzo.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank Jack and his family for having me here today. I know this is a nice honor. I know all these guys worked really hard to get to this point. And so thank you for including me in that. Jack has been with the South Oakland A's, the last few seasons. Last year, he led our team in hitting with a .530 average, 27 RBIs and a couple home runs through 33 games. Stats are great, but the one thing that's really stood out with Jack has been his leadership qualities. Jack is the guy that he knows the right things to say to players at the right time. Jack's the guy when we're on the road in hotels, he's walking through the lobby and other kids are kind of following him behind. He just comes off really as just a leader of, not just amongst his peers, but really everybody. And I got a quick little story here. Last year we were in Indianapolis, and Jack, you probably know where I'm going with this. We brought another young man out to sub with us, and you guys probably know too. And there was a couple games, where Jack had, I think he was 1 for 4, a couple walks, not bad, but there was some lazy at-bats. And me and Jack talked about this. And Jack is one of the kids on our team that have never been challenged. He's started, he's played every game. He's been one of our leaders. And so after those first couple games, I had an opportunity to challenge him a little bit. And I had a kid come in, play shortstop. The plan was to play shortstop for a couple innings, bring him into pitch, bring Jack in. I wanted to see how he responded. That was the whole goal. I wanted to push him. I wanted to challenge him. And Jack ended up coming in the game. I think he ended up coming in the second inning due to some pitching issues. So we got him in a little bit earlier, but he went 3 for 3. And in this tournament, where any baseball people here know, Grant Park, it's 80 teams, 100 teams, it's a big tournament. And Jack led us, I want to say he went 13 for his next 15 and led us all the way to the Final Four, where we got walked off in the 8th inning. It was a great run. And Jack was really the leader of that. So we had a conversation. I don't know if it was that night or the night before, and it was just Jack and I. We're sitting in my car outside the hotel. And I just wanted to get his response. I wanted to communicate with him. I just wanted to see where he was at. And the stats and all that stuff is extremely impressive. But the thing that really impressed me is the entire time, that entire 15 minutes, he listened and he never broke eye contact with me. And I don't think a lot of kids his age can say that. It's a great quality to have. And I couldn't be prouder to have him on our team the last few years. And I'm really excited to see where you go. Jack Friesen.
Okay. I will introduce 3 student athletes at this time, as the same speaker will speak on all 3 of them. First, we will recognize Charlotte Carlson, attending Swarthmore College to play soccer. We would then recognize Brooke Green, going to Michigan Technological University to play soccer, and Lola Hallsband, who will attend Lake Forest College to play soccer, and Alan Zachariah will introduce all 3.
Okay, firstly, I just want to take a moment to congratulate everybody here. I'm a Bloomfield Hills grad, and I'm just so proud to see the wonderful student athletes we have here. So I just wanted to reach out to all of you that I don't really know, but I'm getting to learn tonight or today, and just say congratulations to all of you guys. It's a wonderful accomplishment. So congratulations to everybody. I'm going to start with Charlotte Carlton. Charlotte's been a 3-year starter for us, and one of the funniest girls that I've ever had the chance to coach. a wonderful personality. But don't let that fool you. Beneath that is a tenacious, intelligent, outstanding student athlete who's been one of the best players that we've ever had at Bloomfield Hills High School. She can play anywhere on the field. You can play her in the back. You can play her out wide. You can play her up top. She can defend. She can score. She's an outstanding leader, and she's a state champion. We're really excited to have her go off to Swarthmore University next year, one of the top academic institutions in the country, where she's going to be a student athlete. And very proud of you, Charlotte. I know we've worked a lot to get you to where you wanted to go and had so many conversations, and so proud of you, and I'm so excited for the next 4 years for you, and you're going to do an awesome job out there. Congratulations. Next, let's talk about Brooke Green. Brooke's a player that you don't overcoach, and the reason you do that is because she's innately talented. She's an individual that you don't have to tell her to do too much because she plays on instinct, and she's turned out to be one of the best attacking players in the state of Michigan now. She's a handful out wide. We're playing her out wide this year, and she's going to go down in Black Hawk folklore with the great goal that she led in our state championship game, where she took a player on, crossed the ball, and had our winger or our center forward finish in the state final last year. A academically outstanding individual, great leader, and I believe from our last game, I may have just broken a record by having 4 assists in a game. Since I've been here for the last 10 years, I haven't seen that happen, and so I think she just broke a school record for that in our last game. Going off to play at the Division II level, where I think she's going to be outstanding and she's going to succeed. Another player who can play in multiple positions in the attack, very versatile, and all the best to you at Michigan Tech, and I can't wait to see all the great things that you do out there. And last but not least, Lola Halsband. Lola is going to go down again as one of our best defenders that we've ever had at Bloomfield Hills High School. Another individual who's part of our state championship team, 3-year starter, and the thing I love about Lola is we put her outside as an outside back, and we put her on an island, but we know that she's going to win the battle. When players go against Lola, they know that they're going to be in for a battle, and most of the time, if not all, Lola always comes out on top. Tenacious, strong, an outstanding teammate, outstanding leader, an outstanding individual, great student athlete, and so excited to have her go off to Lake Forest College to play at the Division III level, where I think she's going to succeed. Also this year went on and played at the one of the top clubs in the state of Michigan, where she's at Liverpool ECNL, and she's playing at the highest level, playing against the best kids in the state of Michigan, and that's just taking her game up to another level. So proud of you, Lola. I'm so excited for the next 4 years for you, and you're going to do an outstanding job. Congratulations.
All right, before we have these young athletes sign their letter of intent, I just want to put things into perspective one last time before we do that. So in Bloomfield Hills High School, we have roughly 1,750, we're just slightly over 1,750 kids. We have 21 student athletes signing national letter of intent this year. That puts them the cream of the crop. I don't know what that percentage is. I'm not a math student. Somebody help me. But it's pretty darn minuscule. So you guys should not only be extremely proud, we are proud for you. I thank you for all of your time here at Bloomfield Hills. We will miss you. I hope you all go on and do great things. When you come back, know you always have a home here. If you're looking for a place to work out in the off season, when you're home for the holiday break or spring break, if you're not in season, that sort of thing, you call myself, you call Avis, we'll get you in the weight room, we'll get you in field, on field house, whatever you need, in the gym to get up shots, wherever it is you need to be so you can get your shots in, get your workouts in, you let us know because you are still a Blackhawk. You know, more than anything, I'd like to say, as a district athletic director, congratulations. It is truly an honor to have watched you, to have been a little tiny part of your careers, and we're extremely proud of you here at Bloomfield Hills, the high school, the community. That being said, we have 2 young ladies to honor today. First, we have Brooke Thompson and we have Dave Zilakowski here, better known as Coach Z, to speak on her behalf. So Dave, if you'd come to the podium.
Thank you, everybody. Brooke texted me about a week or so ago and said, would you join me? And I said, yeah, absolutely. It's a great honor to see a great career, to see the high school career come to an end, but also to know that it's going to be continuing. And then she quickly turned around and said, would you take a few minutes and say a few words about me? And it means so much to me. Most of you guys know, I stepped away from coaching last year to be with my kids and take part in all the great stuff that they're starting to experience. But I continue to follow what Brooke's been doing, what all these ladies have been doing in the pool. And it was awesome to coach her for the last 3 years. From the get-go, you see times, you talk to other coaches, you know what they see, and we knew what to expect coming in, that there was a talented young lady coming in. But when she walked on the deck and you start to get to know her and see her personality and her work ethic, it just showed you what a tremendous person she was. Her energy is infectious. I mean, there's days where the laughter is there and the hard work is there and the long days, the early mornings, the tough evenings, going through COVID and all that crazy stuff. She was just, focused on what she wanted to do, dedicated to what she wanted to do. I can remember having a conversation with her when a local athlete here had signed with Purdue, and she said, I want to sign with a Big Ten team one day. And I said, okay, we're going to make this happen. If you stop down at the pool deck, her name's all over the record board. Her success is seen throughout pools all over Oakland County. But again, what impressed me the most throughout the years and inspired me, and again, those mornings when I didn't want to get up and get to the pool, there were days where she was in the water by herself, qualifying for state meet as a freshman, nobody else there, and she took the time. She knew what she had to do. There were some days we had to give her a kick in the butt, but just about every single day she knew what she had to do. Balancing that schedule between swimming here and going to IA was crazy. I talked to Liz today. Liz and I were helping getting her to and from school so she could practice here and get back to school on time. So she had that extra level of dedication and time management and all that stuff that some of these kids don't have to, and they've got to walk a couple hundred feet down the hallway. So you see some of those special things spring up. And again, as seasons go on, and she might be the only state qualifier for a little bit, and she's constantly inspiring her teammates who are here today. Come on, we got to get you a little faster. You can do this. I like just challenging them at sets, working harder every single day. She just making the team a better place. So her name's gonna be on the record board for years to come. There's some young ladies here in the stands that are fighting for some of those spots. But she has not only made a great name for herself here locally, but she's raised our team to the next level. Scoring points for us, putting the Blackhawk logo on scoreboards all over the place as she's scoring at state meet. And the other cool thing is, many of you might not know, Brooke's got a cochlear implant, right? So there were days I think she'd take her ears off just because she didn't want to listen to me or Rick or Liz. But she's had obstacles that she's had to overcome in addition to just being a student athlete. And those challenges have made her a better athlete, but her success in the pool has also taken her to corners of the earth that some of us will never see. She's competed against some of the greatest athletes, whether they be deaf or a normal student that can hear just fine. She has done some incredible things. She's shared some great stories with us. Like I said, she's inspired her teammates and raised our team to the next level. So I thank you so much. On a personal note, I said at a meeting with a bunch of coaches last night, I'm not coaching anymore, but we always share that your team's only as good as the athletes and the energy that they bring every day, and it's a testament to see all these girls here. But please know that you brought so much to this program. I thank you for sharing that with me. It's an honor for me to get to be there with you and celebrate and give you those awards and be on the deck with you every day. I really wouldn't have changed it for anything in the world because of the person that you are. Take those great things, share it with Rutgers, and help them see the next level. I can't wait to see the swim schedule next year to see where we can see you. Hopefully we get to see you in person at a few pool decks. A little bummed that Big Tens was here this year at U of M. I don't know if it'll be here in the next few years, but looking forward to seeing all your success. Thank you for everything you gave me and everything you gave these folks, and congratulations, young lady.
You know, and I apologize, Brooke. I did not announce that you'll be attending Rutgers University, which is something I should have done, so I apologize. Next, we're going to have former coach Larry Wyatt come and speak on Malaya Hosler's accomplishment of attending Albion University to go play volleyball.
Thank you, Larry. Okay. I'm honored that we asked me to do this today. I was her freshman coach my freshman year, and I haven't seen very much of high school because of my job I have, but with club, I've seen her every year. She's consistently a hard worker. Talk to Jacob, who I'm covering for right now. Again, a leader every day, always getting the job done. And when it comes to like student athletes, when I talk to colleges and I get kids recruited, I say the criteria are we make my court better, we make my weight room better, and we be better in the class. She's a rock star at all three. So subsequently, I don't know the Albion coaches well, but I will see them in the future. And the way it works out is I train college kids all summer long, so I'll probably actually see you more the next 4 years. Again, always works, obviously, you're an IA kid, right? You're here? Okay. I should have a test or something. So, again, have not seen very much of the high school work, but the other side of it is I see her consistently getting better. I've talked to Jacob probably every 3 days on life just because we're that kind of friends. So I know how she's been doing every year, and I know that she's taken big roles on the varsity team and own that position. So on behalf of him as well, we definitely congratulate you, and again, I'll see you a ton over the next 4 years. All right, congrats.
If everybody would pick up your pen, please. And at this time, we're going to go ahead and sign those letters. Now that we have signed the letters, we're going to take this moment to have family, friends, photo ops. We have some, what do we have, some cookies over there, it looks like. So please help yourself to some refreshments. After that, once you are done with your photos, athletes, please take your families down to the training room so we can sign the Wall of Fame. Thank you very much.